Eating healthy is the first step towards being healthy. Whole grains are essential to a healthy diet and are a great source of vitamins and minerals. In recent years, they have also been proven to help lower the risk of heart disease and other health problems. September is National Whole Grains Month, and TGMC would like to celebrate by sharing with the community the healthy gains from a diet of whole grains.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center. I'm Martin False, and our guest, you've seen her before on this segment. There she is, Jamie Luke, and she is a clinical nutrition manager at Terrebonne General Medical Center, and as we said, National Whole Grains Month. Jamie, welcome back. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Always good to see you. Okay, I've heard all this about whole grains all the time. I've seen 1,000 commercials, but what is a whole grain?
Well, the Whole Grains Council defines the whole grain as a food that's made from all the essential parts and naturally occurring nutrients of the entire grain seed, which means that even if the grain has been processed, it should still deliver the same balance of nutrients that are found in the original grain seed. So, whole grains are a great source of fiber and other important nutrients such as potassium, magnesium, and it can be found as a single food such as brown rice or popcorn or something like that, or it can be an ingredient in the food such as the whole wheat that you find in bread or the buckwheat in pancakes or something like that.
Okay, now what other types of grains exist?
Well, there are refined grains, and then there's enriched grains. So the refined grain is milled, which is a process that removes the bran and the germ that gives it a finer texture to prolong the shelf life of the grain. This would be found in like white flour, white rice, things like that. The problem with the refined grain is that when it's milled, it takes out a lot of the nutrients, including the fiber from the whole grains.
Okay.
So a lot of times they'll enrich the grains, which is where the enriched grain comes into play, where some of the nutrients that are lost during the milling process are put back into the grain, so that we'll still get some of those nutrients, such as the B vitamins. However, it's not able to add the fiber back in.
Right.
So we have to fortify some of the grains with other vitamins and minerals such as like folic acid, iron, to get some extra
You almost
nutrients.
need a degree to know everything about grains, but that was a good explanation. What kinds of whole grains should we talk about today? What are they?
Well, there's several different kinds, and just a few that people may be more familiar with include barley, buckwheat, corn, which would also be included in popcorn, oats, rice, rye, wheat, and wild rice.
All right, very good. Now, the benefits of eating whole grains, I've heard a lot of discussion on that. What would they be?
Definitely. There's a lot of benefits to eating whole grains. A lot of it is just shown to reduce the risk of certain diseases such as stroke, diabetes, heart disease, sometimes asthma, certain types of cancer, and even gum disease.
Okay, I didn't realize that. There are a lot of benefits.
Yes,
to
definitely.
eating that. What we're going to do, let's do this right now. We're going to take a break, hear from Terrebonne General Medical Center, and when we come back, we're going to have more questions for Jamie, so don't go away. Matter of fact, once again, it's National Whole Grains Month. We'll be back.
Frequent bathroom breaks? You may have diabetes. To learn more, go to the experts. Diabetes Management Center at TGMC. It all begins here.
Put together a crew of top specialists, and you can do amazing things. Cardiac care at TGMC. It all begins here.
I'm a director here at the Little Theater in Houma. Sometimes I've acted, and I've even played in the orchestra. My name is Karen Schilling, and I was treated for breast cancer at Mary Bird Perkins at TGMC. Quality medical care and compassion should go hand in hand, and I definitely got that at Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. My doctors were incredible, and the technology is state-of-the-art. I believe that everyone at Mary Bird Perkins at TGMC deserves a standing ovation.
All right, welcome back to Your Health with Terrebonne General Medical Center. Once again, our guest is Jamie Luke. We've been talking about National Whole Grains Month. She is a clinical nutrition manager at Terrebonne General Medical Center. Jamie, in our discussions, we were talking about whole grains and the benefits and everything that goes with it. But the number one question, how many servings of whole grains should I eat a day?
Well, we usually recommend that you would have between 3 and 5 servings as part of a balanced diet. However, you can reap some of the benefits of the whole grains by having just 1 serving a day. When we look further into it, studies suggest that only 5% of Americans consume at least the 3 servings a day that are recommended of whole grains. The average American, most of us, consume less than 1 serving a day. So there are some improvements that we can do there in that area.
Well, you just answered the fact that I'm in trouble. All right. So what counts as a serving of whole grains? What's a serving?
1 serving would be 16 grams of whole grain ingredients, which means that the packaging, a lot of times on the packaging of your whole grain foods, it'll say how many grams of whole grain are included in that product. Some of them are low in whole grain fiber, which means that you would have to eat more of it to get your full serving.
Okay. Now, a lot of people out there's been a lot of studies on like celiac disease, people with allergies, and I know whole grains sort of tie into the equations of that. Are there whole grains that these people can eat, and furthermore, how do they know if there are whole grains in the ingredients?
Definitely. They just want to look at the ingredients and be familiar with what the whole grains are. But a lot of times, like with celiac disease, they follow what we call a gluten-free diet. And there are whole grains that are also gluten-free that they can still have. Some of those would include buckwheat, corn, rice, wild rice, things like that. But we would definitely make those patients familiar with what those grains are that are safe for them to have.
And of course, check the label. The label
Definitely,
would tell
definitely.
you if it has it or not.
Yes.
Now, for those who want to incorporate more whole grains into their diet, what do you recommend?
Well, some good examples of whole grains would be like a half a cup of cooked brown rice, a half a cup of cooked whole grain pasta, half cup of cooked oatmeal. They can do like the whole grain bread, 100% whole grain bread, a very small 1 ounce whole grain muffin. The muffins can be kind of tricky because, a lot of times when we see a muffin, it's huge, but really a 1 ounce size would be all you would need to get that whole grain ingredient.
And I guess National Whole Grains Month, got a whole month that's been dedicated to, I guess that's how important grains are, right?
Definitely.
That's a good thing. So I know you're trying to get the word out. How can people watching, how can they learn more about grains?
Well, to be able to incorporate that into their diet plan, they can start substituting certain ingredients, such as making half of their white flour whole wheat flour in certain recipes and things like that. They can use the honey wheat bread or just look for 100% whole grain on their ingredients list when they're buying those foods. And then just try new things like making rice pilaf or something like that you've never had before. Kids love whole grain or the whole wheat pita breads to make little sandwich pockets and things. So that's all good examples. And then if they need additional information about how to incorporate whole grains into their diet, they can always contact the hospital at 873-4616, or they can also visit our website at www.tgmc.com.
All right, once again, we'll put that on the screen for you at Terrebonne General Medical Center at 873-4616, or you can visit them online at tgmc.com. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us, and I got to run out the studio. I got to go fix me a bowl of grain. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and we'll take a short break. When we come back, more on Bayou Time.